Over 100 missiles shot in. They didn't shoot one down. The equipment didn't work too well, their equipment, and they didn't shoot one. You know, you heard, oh, they shot 40 down, then they shot 15 down. They watched. Then I called. I said, did they? No, sir. Every single one hit its target.
President Trump touting Friday night's airstrikes in Syria as a great success. And as promised, the Russians are starting to push back, as they said they would. Late today, word that Syrian troops have been teaming up with the Russians to try to block chemical weapons inspectors from reaching the blast sites. So that raises concerns that they may be tampering with the evidence on the ground. This, as Russian President Putin promises, quote, chaos if Syria is attacked again, and the White House weighs its options over what to do next.
You will see that Russian sanctions will be coming down. Secretary Mnuchin will be announcing those on Monday, if he hasn't already, and they will go directly to any sort of companies that were dealing with equipment related to Assad and chemical weapons use.
So on that front, in terms of the sanctions, the White House says they're not ready yet. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders saying today, quote, we are considering additional sanctions on Russia, and a decision will be made in the near future. Rebecca Grant back with us tonight, national security and military analyst and international relations expert. Rebecca, good to see you tonight. Your thoughts on whether or not this stage of it, mission accomplished, which the president got some heat for even saying.
Mission accomplished, absolutely. Those missiles hit their targets. You know, think about what happened, Martha. Here we were able to carry out a very precise strike, literally over the heads of the Russian forces in that area. The Syrian air defenses were too afraid to really activate them and use the full electronic capacity. They took unguided missile shots, and Britain, France, and the U.S. stood together and created precision rubble out of what used to be a chemical weapons site. So absolutely, mission accomplished. This was a narrow set of objectives, and we accomplished them.
You said something very interesting earlier. You say Assad may stay in power in his corner, but this whole thing makes it look like not such a great deal to be a Russian ally.
Right. Let's think about that map of Syria. So we've been doing the anti-ISIS mop-up operations up in the northeast corner with our partners, the Syrian Defense Forces, and part of that large coalition. Assad has about half of the country that he had several years ago. But this is going to tell you that it's not such a great deal to be allied with the Russians. Putin took a gamble here, moving in after Obama turned his back. And Putin has tried to stake out a new Russian presence in Syria. How is that working out for Assad? I don't think very well. Now, he's keeping him in power, but what the international community has just said is Russia cannot shield and condone this kind of behavior with Assad's use of chemical weapons.
You also say that this is a strike that President Obama could have easily carried out when that red line was crossed.
Yes, what we've heard from the reporting from 2013 is that options like this were presented at that time. And what was difficult was they were worried about what the reaction would be. Well, as it turns out, look what happened. No losses, no casualties, excellent destruction on the ground. The TLAMs, the JASSMs, the B-1s, Navy ships, they all really did their job. Now, Trump did have the advantage in the fact that we've been running air operations there for over 4 years. So he knows what the environment is like. But yeah, there's no question this could have been done in 2013. It was really a conservative, measured strike.
What do you think Putin's thinking at this point? And what do you think his next move is?
Putin has had a very, very bad weekend, and the president talked about the dark path. What we're hearing this afternoon is that Russia may still be on that dark path. The U.S. and the U.K. have come out with a cyber alert for something they call the Grizzly Step program. This is state-sponsored Russian hacking of sort of the network routers and the enterprise level in the cyber system. So it's an alert that goes out and says, hey, check the protocols, check the ports, check the routers. The Russians may be doing some reconnaissance and weaponizing for a potential cyber attack. We know they've done this kind of thing in Estonia and many other places. So that's what's up on the net tonight.
Rebecca Grant, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Thank you.